This is the Diamond Niner Fans Podcast, episode 10 for the week of April 30th, 2018. I'm Nick, here with Kevin.
What's up, Niner Nation?
As always, we are backed up by producer Brad, who is without his sound effects this week, so we don't even get to hear Homer. Homer will be back.
You'll just hear us two homers.
We are, yes, we're the homers that you get to hear this week, as always. Kevin, I just going to throw this out there. I don't even know what to say about everything that we just witnessed this week, but got to be one of the craziest weeks of Niner baseball ever.
Yeah, it was a crazy week for sure. I mean, emotionally up and down all week. Walked away with 3 victories out of 4. Even the one we lost was right there too. So it was a great week overall for Niners, and man, it was very exciting. A very exciting week.
Let's break this down, but a little bit of housekeeping first. Contact info. Feel free to reach out to us. Diamond Niner Fans on Twitter, Diamond Niner Fans on Facebook, or you can always email us at diamond9erfans@gmail.com. If you're listening to us here on YouTube, you can always click subscribe to this channel, which we would appreciate enormously. All right, Kevin, let's just do it, man. We got so much to talk about. We're supposed to play Wake Forest on Tuesday night. We get just monsoon rain. Okay. So that game's out the window. And we were talking at the time like, well, okay, we lost that midweek game. Well, pretty quickly they announced that we're lining up a game for Wednesday against a very competitive Wofford team for Wednesday night. And we're like, okay, well, weren't expecting that, but here we go. We've got Wednesday night, and heck, Wednesday night almost turned into Thursday morning. It felt like Thursday morning by the time it was over with.
It was pretty close. I was kind of following along with Netzer with the Salem Red Sox, and they had a doubleheader on Wednesday. They finished 2 games. 7-inning games, but they finished 2 games with a 30-minute break in between before we finished our 1 game on Wednesday night. Yeah, it was late into the night.
Which was also 14 innings.
Yeah, 5 o'clock till about what, 11?
I don't. It was my bedtime. I tell you that. It was my bedtime. I didn't make it out to the Hayes. I was watching at home on Conference USA TV, and by the time it was over with, yes, I would have liked to have been there and would have liked to have seen that in person. Just didn't happen. But I do feel guilty, or maybe not so guilty, about not having to drive home after it was over with. I just turned the computer off and the TV off and
went right to bed.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, I mean, I was so pumped after that I couldn't go to sleep for another hour or so. So it wouldn't have made a difference to me anyways.
See, I don't roll like that. I was jacked up too, but I can go to sleep pretty much anywhere, anytime. It's true. So why don't we talk about this, how this game played out? Because for a long time there, Kevin, it looked like we were not going to win.
Yeah, well, I mean, we credit to the staff for getting a quality opponent at short notice on Wednesday night with Wofford. They're 29-16. They're 10-5 in the Southern Conference. Their RPI is right around ours at 100 right now.
These were not some scrubs. That it was not a rec league team that came in there.
Yeah, I think their RPI is higher. Well,
they were right around ours. I think they were in the low 100s.
Yeah, quality opponent we had out there. Got them on short notice, and man, what a game! We started out and we jumped on a 1-0 bottom of first. Kind of piddled along a little bit, and then I had a 2-0 lead, and then middle innings
was all Wofford.
Yeah, Wofford jumped on us. I think they had 5 in the 5th. It wasn't looking too good. We got 1 back, but we went into going to the 9th inning, down by 3.
Mm-hmm.
Down by 3. So in that 9th inning, we had 2 outs in the 9th inning. Reese Hampton was on was at the plate.
This might be a theme.
Let's see. We had 2 outs in the 9th. Reese Hampton's at the plate. 3-run homer. A 3-run homer. I think it was one strike. It had one strike on him. 3-run homer off the scoreboard.
He crushed it.
Yeah, I was watching it at home as well.
Crushed it.
And Jackson Kaplan just went crazy, and I think
he sure did.
He went ballistic, and it woke up. Well, it didn't wake up, but it got the attention of everybody in my household. Even my wife was upstairs, and I was watching on the TV downstairs, and she came down. She's like, "What's going on down there?" I was like, "Oh, just nothing. Just a 3-run homer by Reese."
Yeah, nothing, no big deal.
But 3-run homer, tied it up, gave us a new life. Put us in extra innings, and man, what a time we hit, man! What a time we hit!
Unbelievable. And then so we're going Wofford on the road, and last minute game. They weren't planning to play this game. Here they are. They think they've got us beat. That's got to crush their spirits, right? So they're devastated, and we're just going to go into the 10th and finish the job, right?
Yeah.
Right.
But nope, they jump back on us.
No, they don't. They don't go away.
Was it Nathanson?
Yeah.
He launched a homer out there, put them back up top on 8-7, and the top of the 10th. So kind of we were riding high after that 3-run homer by Reese, and kind of put us back down to earth with that go ahead homer down the left field line. So anyway, we come back to bottom of the 10th.
Backs against the wall.
Yeah, of course. And we had bases loaded, and we had Hunter Jones had a single through the left side. He singled through the left side, scored a run, and runner tried to score from second. Can't remember the runner. It might have been Camarada. Or it might have been. It was one of our catchers. It was Smith.
No, it was Smith. Smith.
He was thrown out at the plate. So into that inning, but we tied it up in the 10th. So we ended up going to another extra inning, 11th.
So now they're really crushed, right? I mean, they've almost had us twice, and we've defeated them now. So now they're dead now, right? We got them.
No, but they fought back too. They fought back in the 11th. I think that we had them down to their last out as well, or we had them down. But they got an RBI single.
Hitting.
Yeah, RBI single. What was his name? Bradley. But anyway, they took the lead again, 9-8. So it's 9-8 in the 11th inning. We're like,
and now the only person's spirits that are crushed are mine.
Yeah, so because we're getting into past your bedtime at this point.
Oh, for sure.
And the Niners are still playing. So, I mean, it started at 5 o'clock, so you can't cut it off now. You've been watching since 5.
No, I'm too invested at this point.
So, anyway, bottom of the 11th, Jackson Mims hits a homer. Ties it up. Ties it up at 9. We're in the 11th inning. So, it doesn't end there.
And I was probably, and you're right, Kevin, in the 11th inning, I was probably ready to go to bed. Probably ready to go to bed.
Well, a lot of people were. But, hey, I'm sure you're ready to go to bed after the 12th and 13th inning. When I think both teams exchanged 1, 2, 3 innings in there.
And it's just going on and on and on.
So, anyway, we get to the...
It's gone on so long that our pro Niners, like you said, they have all played their games, and they are now tweeting about the game as well.
Yeah, they played.
I think Zach, TJ, and TJ is the one that pointed out that Netzer played the 2 games, right? I think that might be right.
I don't know.
I might be making that up, but they were all tweeting about the game.
Oh yeah, they were tweeting.
They were off for the rest of the night, and they're tweeting about the game.
Yep, they got, like I said, the Salem Red Sox had 2 games in the books before we could get our one. But we go to let me pull the 14th inning real quick. Get into 14th inning, Niners. We held them 1-2-3 in the top of that inning. And then 14th inning. I want to make sure I'm doing this right here. So bear with me.
Accuracy is important here at Diamond Niner fans.
It is. It is very important. So Harris Yet leads off. It leads off with a single. I mean, so he gets us started in his 14th. Pinch ran. Whitcomb comes in and pinch runs for Yet.
Smart move.
Which turned out to be a critical.
Mm-hmm.
Ober hit a double down the left field line. So Whitcomb moves on to third. So that brings up Tommy Bullock. Still nobody out. And he hits a sac fly. Walk off. Whitcomb scores. It wasn't very deep, but it was just deep enough to get
Deep
Whitcomb.
enough.
It probably wasn't deep enough to get Yet home, but it was deep enough to get Whitcomb home.
I know you're not accusing Harris Yet of being slow.
Oh, no, I mean, he's probably just a hair slower than Whitcomb. But
he's faster than we are.
I think everyone in that dugout's faster than we are.
No, oh, no. Whoa. I know you didn't just say that.
I'm sorry. Yeah, that's true.
I will challenge Sean Doty to a foot race.
That would be a pretty cool.
I think I can take him.
Well,
no. That's not true. I don't think I can take him. I can take him.
No. Well, I know you're going off his speed based on his mound visits.
Yeah.
I mean, he could be that could be strategic, just giving guys time to warm up. I did.
One way to find out.
I did see Wayne Graham make some mound visits this weekend. I think Wayne Graham is a little bit quicker than Doty.
You think?
I think he is a little bit quicker than Doty.
Well, that could have been, yeah. We could have settled a game that way.
Yeah, well,
A race between the two.
well, yeah.
I can take them both, Kevin.
Well, I'm sure. Oh, maybe
I can take both of them.
maybe we'll find out one day.
Oh, it's true.
But I think Graham did have the edge on Doty. But like I said, it could be a strategic walking thing. But he takes his time out to the pitcher's mound. Maybe let somebody get a few more pitches in.
That's true. That's true. I'll give him that.
Maybe 6 or 7 more pitches in by the time he leaves the dugout to the mound.
But we're not as fast as Jake Whitcomb, and that's a good thing.
Yeah. Back to the game. So Bullock, sack fly, walk off. Everybody's going crazy.
I'm going crazy.
You're going crazy, and then you turn the computer off and go.
Then
to
I'm
sleep.
going to bed. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and we get the NCAA college baseball Twitter account tweets that highlights out of the game, talking about never quitting. Down to their last 2 strikes, the Niners fought back, had 3 runs in the 9th, lost the lead again, came back, tied it up again, lost the lead again, tied it up again, and then finally held them and pulled away.
There's so much good stuff to talk about in this game.
Yeah, lots of good stuff.
But let's pitching wise, right? We use how many pitchers we use? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We use 9 pitchers.
9 pitchers. Yep. Pinckney got to start.
Pinckney got to start. Goes 2 innings.
It was kind of one of those staff days. I mean, it literally turned into a staff day by the end of it. But it was one of those. I mean, we've seen it the last few weeks where Pinckney gets 2 or 3 innings. Gooding comes in. Then you get Horkey or Patton for the end. So you get 4 or 5 good pitchers in the game during the midweeks. But it got a little extended.
Yeah, and I think 3. Not everybody deserves credit, but 3 guys I think because we just don't get to say their names as much. But between Jacob Craver, a senior, he pitched a scoreless inning. Austin Wynn, another senior, pitched 3 scoreless innings.
Yeah.
And then finally, Drew Morrison, who ended up getting the win, pitched a scoreless inning. So that's 5 scoreless innings there in that 14-inning game from guys who haven't had their number called very much. And when they got put in a spot to do something, man, I'm happy for those guys.
Yeah, it's great to see that. I mean, Wynn hadn't given up an earned run all year. He's had 3 outings, hadn't given up an earned run. I think he gave up 1 unearned in that game, but like I said, those three guys you mentioned.
You're right. He had one unearned. Yeah.
Nothing earned. 3 innings from win.
That's why you call it. What do you call it?
Hashtag winning time.
Winning time. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just the feel good stuff because these guys don't get as many opportunities. I'm sure as they would like, but they're working. They're putting in all the work. They're doing all the practice time. They're putting in all the effort. And when they get a chance to go in and do something like that, especially those two seniors,
Yeah,
I mean they're coming down. They're in their this is their final few weeks in a Niner uniform. Is what we're really talking about, and getting them the chance to do something like that and be a part of something like that. It's really cool in my view.
Yeah, I mean, especially in tight situations like that, coming down the stretch, making big pitches and getting big outs. Great to see that, and I mean, now when you need those guys in a tournament situation, these guys can come in and be productive. So
for sure, let's quickly because I mean, in a 14-inning game, of course, we have to talk about it for a while. Let's hit a few of the offensive highlights there, and then we'll move it on to this weekend, which deserves a little bit of discussion as well, I think.
Well, I mean, we mentioned Reese's homer, but he was also 4 for 6 that game. Had 4 RBIs and he scored twice. Mims had 3 hits, scored twice, had a big homer in that game.
Mm-hmm.
Yet had a hit, like he said, that crucial leadoff hit in that 14th inning. Let's see, Bullock and Zach Smith both had 2 hits. Bullock with that sacrifice fly RBI.
Ober had 2 hits.
Yeah, Ober had 2. So yeah, I mean,
Hunter Jones only had 1 hit, but 2 RBI. So
yeah,
I mean,
that's right.
And that's going to be kind of a theme we're talking about here because we're kind of seeing that that late season resurgence from Hunter Jones. Seems like he does this every year.
He definitely did last year, that's for sure.
Yeah. So big game. I mean, I have to admit. I mean, I'll say this: when we lost the Wake Forest game to rain, I thought, okay, well, let's just pack it in and save the arms, and nobody's getting hurt and all that kind of stuff. And I guess it's on to Rice. So then we announced the game on Wednesday, and I'm like, okay, so we're going to do this, huh? And I mean, as it turns out, I think it ended up being a very good thing because just like last week, we saw where some momentum is built on the weekday that you can carry into the weekend.
Yeah, I mean, that flight the next day is a lot better when you can celebrate a walk-off win, and a lot of contributors in that. So,
and I did worry about that. I mean, because like you say, we were playing late. These are young guys, I get that, but we were playing late on into the evening on Wednesday, and then they were going to the airport on Thursday to fly to Houston. So you do start to worry about fatigue.
Yeah, I mean,
at some point
you're a lot less tired when you win than you when you lose, right?
I would think so. I would
so
think.
yeah,
I don't know. At my age, I'm just tired no matter
all
what.
the time.
Pretty much, yeah.
Well, that's like, I mean, it springboarded us into the weekend we had a great weekend. If you want to transition into that.
Yeah, we got to talk about this because as fun as that game was against Wofford, that's non-conference. So where we got to get the job done is we got to get the job done on the road in Houston against Rice. We talked about this last week. They had every reason to be pretty fired up. They didn't have a midweek game, but they had every reason to be fired up. The Wayne Graham news, the way everything went down against FAU, and anyway, just traditionally, we tend to get Rice when they're starting their turnaround. So all the signs pointed to danger.
Right. I mean, they're
danger this weekend.
The whole win one for the Gippert type attitude, and their backs were against the wall. You heard Lauren Hibbs in the postgame show. He said they're playing for everything. They had their backs against the wall. They're playing for a spot in the tournament, in the Conference USA tournament, and they had everything to play for. They had a lot of motivation behind them, especially the way things went on last Sunday. And man, their coach is his last season, a legendary coach that kind of put that program on the map, so to speak. So yeah, they had a lot of stuff going against them. Niners showed up and they battled all weekend. And they came away with 2 victories.
So Friday night, 8-6 victory. Not and this is funny to be saying it this way. Not Josh's best stuff, but we're talking about a victory. 7 innings pitch. He gives up 3 earned runs.
I mean, yeah, we're talking 3 earned runs.
3 unearned runs. I know. Not his best stuff. 3 unearned run or 3 earned runs, right? Yeah. I know. That's the standard he set.
And he only struck out 9.
And he only struck out 9, yeah. Which was that? I forgot to look that up. I think that was that tying his career high, or did he hit 10 last weekend? It's close. He has been so good this year, that when he gives up 3 earned runs in 7 innings, we call that not one of his better days. I mean, that's pretty high standard of excellence here, right?
He's
having such a great year.
We say it every week. He's
doing his thing.
Yep.
And it results in his 6th win of the year. He's 6-2. Goes 7 innings. He gets good run support. Perry comes in and has a day he would probably rather not think about. He has a rough time, gets pulled. Horky comes in, does the job, picks him up. And then Patton closes it out. Patton gives up 1 run, but gets the job done and gets the save.
Yeah.
I tell you what, Saturdays are always a lot better, right? When you've got that win in the bank.
You can't sweep anybody unless you get the first one, right?
That's exactly right. I would much rather get that Friday night win.
All right. Yeah. Well, you outdid yourself on Friday night with that little Yachty gift that you put up there for Patton. You really outdid yourself.
Well, he's the only one that knows. He's the only one that knew what that was, but he got the message.
That was pretty sweet.
He got the message.
We had never heard of Little Yachty until we heard Patton's walk up music
last year.
So yeah, thanks for educating us two middle-aged men about Little Yachty.
Yeah, absolutely. Because actually, guys, the guys teach us. I don't know. Maybe you, Kevin, you're way more hip than I am. But I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's true. I don't know anything. I mean, I've learned about walking like I talk and Rolexes, and I've learned all kind of stuff through walk-up music.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what any of that stuff is. I mean, I know what a Rolex is, but I didn't know. You were going to wear one to look better when you danced.
Well, I'll tell you who loves that stuff is my 6-year-old son. He's
my daughter too.
He's in the backyard. He introduces himself and he sings his walk-up music. He's gone from Reese Hampton's music to Hunter Jones's old walk-up or his previous walk-up music. He's all about that stuff. So yeah, that's.
And by the way, I mean, don't think we haven't noticed. I think we might have mentioned this last week. Hunter's resurgence at the plate coincided with him changing back to last year's walk-up music. Tell me they're not related.
That's very good analysis.
Tell me they're not related. He goes back to Mr. Jones and having a gang that's much stronger than yours and all of that stuff it says, and all of a sudden he's hitting the cover off the ball. Yeah. I don't know. You tell me.
I mean, you're not getting that kind of analysis anywhere else but on the Diamond Niner Fans podcast.
No, do you remember? That only makes me. I can only think of one thing. Whose walk-up music was it that guy, Paul Buchanan. You don't know. You were going with this.
That was
Leland Clemens' music. It was a rap song, and Paul had no idea what it said. And after it played, he said, "I don't know what any of that means, but do it, whatever that song said, do it, Yeah.
Oh man, yep. Yeah. That's another classic from him.
So I don't know.
Sorry to derail. I derailed it. I'm sorry, producer Brad. I'm sorry. That's my fault.
We're derailing producer Brad's show.
I'll take the L on that one.
Yeah,
as the kids say.
Yeah, it's all right. We're still talking about wins though.
Friday, we got the win.
Friday, we got the win,
and it was cold like Minnesota.
Yes, it was
on the tail end of that one. Yep. Patton closed it out. We got. He got his 6th save on Friday. Josh got his, like you said, he got his 6th win. Things are looking good going into Saturday.
Friday was about what we've come to expect on Friday. I mean, it's good effort. I mean, it looked good, and it set the tone for. I'm thinking it set the tone for the weekend, but as it turned out, the rest of the weekend didn't look very much like Friday.
Yeah, well, I mean, we look at our offensive guys from Friday. Reese had 2 hits again and another 2 RBIs. He hit a homer in that game as well. Reese had a homer in that.
Yeah, he was.
He hit a homer Wednesday, homer Friday.
Yeah, go hit one on Saturday.
Yep, he had 3 homers in 4 games this weekend. So we'll touch on that in a minute. But yeah, he had another 2 RBIs. Let's see, Ober 2 for 4, 2 RBIs. Zach Smith had 2 RBIs. Bullock had an RBI. So yeah, that's our offensive guys from Friday night. Yet he got a big RBI. So we're a lot of production up and down the lineup.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned Hunter Jones' walk-up music. Ever since the changeover, he's 2 for 4 now on Friday.
2 for 4 on Friday
with a run scored. So yeah, a lot of production up and down the lineup. Guys contributing.
Good hits too. We're not talking. These weren't like little bloop hits or anything. He's making great contact.
Yeah. Yeah. So that carried over into Saturday. Saturday's game. It was a mid-afternoon game. Like 3:00.
And it didn't. I don't know. Here comes some more of my Sterling analysis. I didn't feel like that game flowed. It just never felt like we just never got going.
No, we didn't score until the 8th inning. So
yeah, never got going.
We ended up we got 4 hits in the game. I mean, Reese Hampton had another homer. I mean, he had a run. That guy, their pitcher. I mean, he definitely kept us off balance.
Cantorino. He's their Friday guy.
Yeah, so he was
pitching on Saturday.
But I noticed he threw over a lot. He was unorthodox. It was very unorthodox wind up and stretch. But he kept us off balance. But you think that was a strategy? I didn't read up on their injury stuff, but do you think that was a strategy on their part to kind of get
Cantorino
to try to get the Saturday win?
He had an injury, and to give him some extra time, they started him on a Sunday to give him a couple of days extra rest. Not like a major injury, but he had something was dinged up or something. And because the week before they started him on Sunday, and then this week they started him on Saturday, and they're working him back towards Friday. So he'll probably be Friday starter next week, but it had been a progression, so it just so happened that we got him on Saturday.
Okay, I got you. That another great point by you, Nick, tonight.
I'm on fire. Not Reese Hampton on fire, but on fire.
You won't hear that analysis anywhere else.
No, nowhere else to go.
But you can break down the walk-up songs and the opposing starting pitching rotation.
Oh, talk it all, man.
Well, within this 5-minute time span there.
That's right.
But we just couldn't get the bats going. Reese had a 2-run homer in the 8th, and that was it for us. Lost 3-2. We had our chances. I mean, I think we were right. We were right there. We had our chances in that game. It just
it's a shame too.
Matt Brooks had a great.
It was Matt's best outing of the year, I think.
Yeah, I think, and unfortunately, I think we kind of jinxed him a little bit. We started tweeting about how great he was doing, and then after 5, and then.
Hey, I mean, think about it this way. We're talking about Josh giving up 3 runs, but it's a good outing and he gets a win. Brooks gives up 3 runs and he gets an L for it.
Yeah.
That's not us, man.
Don't put that on me.
Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. We didn't get him. Cantorino, like you said, you point out Cantorino had our number, and we didn't back him up there.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that was his best outing this year, and Matt Brooks I'm speaking out. He looked pretty good. 5 shutout innings. It was a pitcher's duel, 0-0 to that point. And they jumped on us for 3 in that inning, and then we didn't score any until the 8th, and we had our 2 in the 8th, and that's it for the game. So, I mean, 1-run loss on Saturday. Series is tied 1-1. All the marbles are on the table everything's on the table for Sunday. Well, I mean, and we're talking about they're fighting for their conference tournament life, and so are we. Really, we're fighting for seeding. There's such a bunch of teams right at that area in the standings. Those 4 or 5 spots in the standings are separated by 1 game or maybe less.
Yeah.
So these games are important, and that Sunday game is when you get especially on the road. When you're on the road, to get kind of grab a series like that on the road is always tough. But Sunday, I mean, that was a crazy game.
Going into Sunday, pretty excited. A lot on the line, and Cooner is a guy that's been pretty consistent and pretty solid. And one thing, let me just say this, and this is just an overall observation. When you're playing a team like Rice, what I was so impressed about with them this weekend, the arms that they roll out there. Kevin, they were bringing guys out of the bullpen that were throwing 93, 94, 95. Heck, I think one of their relievers hit 97. I mean, seriously. I mean, and I'm not just saying like that they had a guy that could do that. They got guys that can do that. I mean, it's they've had some problems and they've had some injuries, but they do not lack for guys. They have guys.
Oh yeah. They always have guys, and yeah, they get guys. I mean, they've got lots of guys in the pros. I mean, you see that. You see the evidence of their guys that they've had in the past, and they keep bringing those guys in too.
They are not missing players. They've got there's a lot of talent in that dugout.
It's an elite program traditionally, Rice in college baseball, and I mean they won a national title.
Yeah. So we roll into Sunday.
Yeah.
And let me tell you about. I'm going to tell you about the first. I'm going to analyze the first 8 2/3 inning of this game. It sucked.
Well, Cooner pitched great.
He did. Cooner did a great. But our best weekend as a starting rotation. Our best weekend in total. I think each starter gave up 3 earned runs. All of them went deep enough to do the job.
Yeah, good enough for wins.
Good enough for wins. And it was a great weekend for the starting rotation overall. Probably our best weekend. I mean, not counting Iona or Siena or something like that. Certainly, in the meat of the schedule.
Yeah.
Our best overall weekend. But just as a game as a Niner fan you want to watch, I stand by my comment.
Gotcha.
It sucked.
Well,
I did not enjoy watching the first 8 2/3 inning of that ball game.
Well, you've done this in the past. Can I do the Niner confessional here?
You wish to make confession?
Yes.
Right this way, my son.
Since you had a couple confessions in the past shows, but
I have a lot to confess about.
Well, this is my turn. I didn't get to see the game today except for the last half inning.
Well, that's all that mattered.
I saw Pinckney. That's all I saw. So took the family to Carowinds today. I'm sorry, and I was following on Twitter and saw we were down 4-0 going into the 9th, and I kind of put my phone up and we went about our business.
Did you ride any? Your kids are small. Did you get on any stuff?
Oh yeah. Got on some things.
What?
Got on,
I mean, so you got on. Well, I guess your wife would have to watch the kids while you.
Well, no. Not I didn't get on.
While you
box.
go get on a big roller coaster.
Nah, I couldn't get on the big ones. But because we had both kids with us. But
Yeah.
I rode the
You could have just
Woodstock.
found some strangers, asked them to watch your kids, and you and your wife could have gone and rode a roller coaster.
That's always a good idea at an amusement park.
Yeah, why not?
But yeah, no, we got to do the little the Woodstock little wood roller coaster. It was good.
Is that what we called Scooby Doo?
Yeah, it used to be Scooby Doo, and
Okay.
my son's old enough now. He's tall enough now. He can ride some upside down roller coasters. So we got a couple good ones in. We got the hurler in.
Okay.
We got a few good ones in, but
Did you ride the Cyclone?
yeah. We got
Okay.
it. That's his wheelhouse right now. So
Okay, so what you're telling me is you were having a pretty good time, while the Niners were enduring just some brutal luck.
yeah. Well, so I said we were down 4-0. I set the phone up. We made our way out of the park, and we got in the car, and I pull up the phone, and I see just our Twitter alerts are going crazy because the Niners have done all kinds of stuff in the top of the ninth inning. And now that I'm done with my confessional, we can move on to the topic.
Well, I think that's okay. I mean, I think that works, and you got away with it.
Yeah, and I watched the last.
If we had lost, this would all be your fault.
I know. Well, you can always blame me. But I did watch. I mean, I did see Pinckney shut it down in the ninth. So, let's go through the ninth inning.
Ugly game. Well, I mean, just to kind of set the tone here, Cooner did his job, as we said, but offensively, we just could not get anything going, and we had a couple of opportunities. I mean, we had the tying run at second when Hunter hits a ball straight up the middle. I mean, he knocks it, he hits it on the screws, and it's going to go up the middle into center field, and we're going to score and tie the game at 1. But instead, the ball hits the Rice pitcher squarely in the butt, and the pitcher's butt deflects it directly to their second baseman. If the second baseman had to move at all, Hunter would have been safe. Wouldn't have scored the run, but would have been safe, first and third. Instead, it deflects right to the second baseman who throws Hunter out, and we get nothing. You can't make this stuff up. That's not anybody's fault. That's just how it happened, We made a couple of mistakes. Base running mistake, fielding error. We gave them some stuff. We weren't doing very much right at all outside of we were playing some decent defense. Cooner was on it today. But on the offensive side, we couldn't buy a run. Couldn't buy a run at all. Very frustrating.
Yeah.
They were frustrated. I mean, the guys were frustrated. The coaches were frustrated. You could tell. Sean was frustrated. I was frustrated. You were riding roller coasters, and
I was still frustrated because I was following the score.
and
I was frustrated for other reasons too. So
it was I'm already thinking. I mean, we're down 4-0 going in the ninth, and I mean, this isn't really Niner confessional, but everybody knows by now we're up 8, and I'm worried. We're down 4, and I'm already thinking, I'm checking the scores for Conference USA. I'm already thinking about what this means. We're going to lose a series, and okay, what's Western Kentucky doing, and what's UAB doing, and next weekend, and I'm already thinking of all these scenarios, right? Because we're down 4-0 in the top of the ninth. Ye have little faith.
Hey man, it's credit to these guys, man. They just never give up. I mean, you look at Wednesday night, it set the tone for something like this to happen. They never give up. Just keep hitting to that last strike, to that last out, and keep grinding through. And hey, good things happen.
Okay, so here's how it goes down, Kevin. I'm sitting there, and I'm like, okay, so we got nothing. We haven't really done anything all day. We're not going to do anything now. Smith comes up, pops up to the catcher. Well, one down. Well, I've come this far. I'm going to watch the rest of this game, right? Tommy comes up, routine for ground ball, shortstop. It's like, oh, here we go. We're just, Dom comes up. Dom works the count 3-1. Their pitcher, starting to have a little doubt. He's having trouble locating. And he walks Dom. 2 outs. And I'm like, yeah, okay, that's kind of interesting. But, still down 4-0, and there's 2 outs. We got a man on first, whatever, right? Throws a wild pitch. Dom goes down to second. I'm still not believing at this point, by the way. Which the message on this is it's me. It's my problem.
Yeah, that's a you problem.
That's a me problem. I was like, okay, well, Dom's at second, okay. Todd singles. Drives in a run. 4-1. Yeah, but okay, so it's 4-1, but we still got 2 outs and, whatever. Mr. Jones singles down the left field line. Now it's 4-2. Now the tying runs at the plate. Huh. Well, that's kind of interesting. And Reese is up. Nobody's hotter than Reese. Man, this might be all right. Now Reese singles.
So he had 2 strikes on him too. So we're down to our last strike.
Yeah, we're down to our last strike. We're a strike away. Reese singles. Now, man, this and they've switched pitchers by now. So we've already had a pitcher change in this inning. And dude has come in. He's not prepared. He's not ready for all this. So now it's 4-2. Tying runs at the plate. Tying run is Jackson Mims. He hits a single. Beats out the throw first. So now we got Hampton and Jones and Mims on base all at one time, and Yet's coming up. And I'm thinking, here we go. Yeti sighting, right?
That's right.
It's on. It's on. And Harris gets walked on 4 pitches. 4-pitch walk to Harris. Brings in another run. It's 4-3. I'm just sitting there. You know what I'm doing right now, Kevin? When this is going on? I'm laughing. I'm laughing. I'm like, I can't believe this is. What are they doing? How has this happened, right? I'm watching it. I'm trying to tweet it out the best I can. I don't even know what's going on, really. I'm watching it. I still couldn't tell you about it, okay? Drew comes up, hits a single, drives in the goal. He gives Drew time. He drives in the tying run. He drives in the go-ahead run.
Yeah. So
okay. Now let me see. Let me make sure. What's that?
Mims scored and Hampton scored.
Yeah. Let me make sure I have this right. So we get to 5-4. So we've taken the lead, and I'm trying to tweet that out. And then I'm trying to also figure out what's going on still. Yet is at third. Ober gets caught in a rundown between first and second. He's in a pickle. Okay? He's in a pickle. 2 outs. They're going to get him, right? I mean, unless they just make a mistake. Okay? So, Bo Robinson over at third figures, well, all right, send him. So Yet is going home. Can Yet get the home plate before they get Ober? Well, they decide to go after Yet and throw the ball home, and they don't get Yet. So now it's 6-4 and Ober's at second. Now Ober gets stranded at second, but all this is going on.
That's an insurance run right there.
That's an insurance run, and the next thing you know, Zach Smith is back up at the plate.
Let off.
He led off the
around.
inning, and he got up a second time in the night. We score 6 runs, and I got to tell you, it was completely weird because that game was so frustrating. Frankly, kind of boring. I mean, there hadn't been a whole lot to keep you going, right?
Well, I mean, leading up to that, in the game Saturday, we scored once. We scored in 1 inning, and then we scored 2 runs, and then we hadn't scored all the way until the 9th inning.
Unbelievable.
That's what, 18 innings of scoreless baseball in 2 games. We scored all our runs in 2 innings out of the 18 on those 2 games. So
yeah, and then we're up 6-4, and Pinckney comes on and gets the job done, and it's crazy. I mean, I've never seen. I know it's happened. Okay, I'm not saying like it's never happened before, but I've never witnessed a rally quite like that. I mean, to get down to the last strike, we were down. Rice was a strike away multiple times, and we score 6 runs after there's 2 outs.
yeah, yeah, that's
there wasn't even anybody on base.
2 outs, nobody on base.
2 outs, nobody on.
Down 4.
Down 4, and we score 6 runs. I couldn't believe it.
And what they went through 1, 2, 3 pitchers in that 9th inning.
Yeah.
Credit to the guys, man. Credit to the guys. They didn't give up, man. They kept fighting, just like we mentioned on the Wednesday game. They just battled to the last out. You know,
it is. Here's the deal, and if you said, or if no, you wouldn't say this, but if somebody tried to get me to place a bet that we weren't going to win the national title, I wouldn't take you on that. I'm not betting against these guys on anything. I mean, right? I mean, at this point, what can't they do?
Right. I mean, they battle to the last. That's a good thing about baseball. You know, there's no clock. Nobody can run the clock out on you. You gotta.
No, well, now wait a minute. Now there is a clock.
Oh well.
There was last weekend.
Last week it was a clock.
Which, by the way, Sean was quick to point out that before today's game, there was an extended meeting about what time today's game had to end.
Well, it's good.
And with 2 outs in the 9th, Wayne Graham should have been thinking about leaving.
Especially after we scored 3 runs.
Yeah, he should have just. Well, I gotta go.
What was that drop dead time again? But normally, in baseball, there's no clock. And if you keep hitting, you keep playing, right? So the Niners, they just kept hitting, kept getting on base, and they kept scoring runs. So, I mean, hell of a victory, hell of a series win.
And it completely changes everything about this week. If we're sitting here 2-2 on the week, lost a series on the road, with frankly just some struggles at the plate Saturday and Sunday. Okay, we're having a totally different conversation here, and all in the span of a couple of minutes, the whole week changed.
Right. I mean, in the whole, it could be the whole season. You know,
could be the whole season.
We're battling for one of those spots in the tournament, and.
Let's talk about that real quick. Let's take a look at the standings because it was huge. I mean, we some other things happened this week that if we had not got this game today, it would not be not the good things not happening here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Conference USA this weekend is kind of didn't go as everyone thought it would.
No, in fact, some things happened that really just were not good for the conference, frankly.
Yeah. Yep. UTSA were at Middle Tennessee. They took 2 out of 3 from Middle Tennessee. They're 11-9, right above us in the conference standings. UTSA is. Mm-hmm. Southern Miss, they swept ODU, which was expected. La Tech, they took 2 out of 3 from Western Kentucky. Western Kentucky got one of those at home. UAB, this was the one that was kind of unexpected. UAB took 2 out of 3 from at Florida Atlantic this weekend. So I mean, they're 11-10. They're tied with us.
And that's just bad news for the league.
Yeah,
frankly, it just is.
Yeah, because I mean,
FAU is their RPI I think was they're 32 now. They were they below 20?
Yeah, they were. I think they were. Oh, yeah, they were top 15 when.
Yeah, they were in the teens. Now they're 32.
FIU took 2 out of 3 at home against Marshall, and of course we took 2 out of 3 on the road at Rice.
They had to come from FIU. That could have been big. FIU had to come from behind today to win against Marshall. They could have easily dropped today's game.
Yeah, Marshall. I mean, I saw some highlights of the Marshall game when they beat FIU. Yeah, I mean, top to bottom, this conference is kind of. I mean, you look at Marshall. They're at 11th in our conference right now. They're 5 games behind us, but they're about 4 games out of the tournament with 9 to go.
Yeah.
But we'll go through the standings real quick. Southern Miss, they're all alone in first place now, 16-4 in conference. La Tech, they're a game and a half back at 15-6. FAU's down at third now, and they are 14-6-1, 2 games out of first. UTSA, they're all alone in fourth now. They are 11-9. With they played 1 less game than 8 of the other teams. So, but they're 5 games out of first place. We're a half game behind them. That half game at 11-10. Also tied with UAB. UAB's got the tiebreaker on us because they beat us head to head in a series. So they would be the 5th seed. If the season ended today, we'd be the 6th seed in the tournament. FIU, Western Kentucky are both tied at 7th. 10-11, 6.5 back of the lead. So that's your top 8 for the tournament right there as of this week. Rice, they're now two games out of the tournament, 2 games out of 8th place, and 9th place at 7-12-2. Middle Tennessee 7-13-1, they're half game behind them in 10th place, and Marshall's in 11th at 6-15, and Old Dominion's in 12th at 5-16. So you look at that bunch there from 4th to 8th, really. 4th to 8th is a game and a half.
And next week's not going to decide anything, but next week is going to have major impact.
Right, because when we're playing Western Kentucky, who's sitting at 8th, tied for 7th right now.
We have to take care of business against Western Kentucky.
It's a big home series, yes. Definitely
Huge
a big
home series.
And UAB is playing
at Southern Miss.
So hopefully Southern Miss will knock them out. And
how about go Golden Eagles?
Yeah, please sweep UAB. That would help us out a lot. And you look right above us. I mean, UTSA, they're looming on the schedule. Their final road series for us. You look at what they have remaining. They're
hosting Rice next week.
Yeah, they got Rice coming in next weekend, and then they're at Old Dominion. So they play two of the lower seeds in our conference right now, and then we go there the final weekend of the season. So
hopefully we can count on Rice getting. Let's hope they can get us one.
Hopefully they'll win one for the Gipper this weekend instead of against us.
Hey, you know what? I mean, seriously. I mean, they have the arms, they have the guys. I mean, if you had a crystal ball and you told me that they swept UTSA, I wouldn't be a bit surprised. I'm not predicting that, but I mean, we saw it all weekend. They have that.
Yeah.
They have those kind of players.
Yeah, that's right.
It would be awesome if they wanted to do that.
Yeah, that would knock them down. I mean, we're right a half game behind them.
I'm just campaigning for help for us.
It's going to be crazy 3 weeks remaining of the season.
There are no more. I mean, there never are, but I mean, and you know, it just the way it is these games now are just as important. They're the games in the first week of the season for the conference season are just as valuable as these, but now everything is just ratcheted
It's magnified. It's magnified. You're getting closer to that tournament.
Yeah.
But yeah, we talk about this every year, this time of year. Fourth in the league is right there for us. We've got that opportunity in front of us. Yeah, I think that's probably our ceiling.
We'd need a lot of help to get to third.
Yeah, I mean, to third or second, I'd say. But
we'd need help.
But fourth is definitely realistic, and if we can take care of business at home, we got 2 home series coming up. Take care of business at home and go into that last weekend with UTSA. That hopefully we'll get as many W's the next 2 weekends as possible before we head down to UTSA.
It would be nice having something in the bank headed to San Antonio.
Yeah,
I'm not going to count on it, but because San Antonio is playing really good ball right now.
Yeah, they're fourth for a reason.
Frankly, I'll give San Antonio credit where the strides they've made this year. Western Kentucky, they were not a very good ball team. We had some kind of controversial plays with them last year at their place, but they were firmly out of the conference tournament last year, and now they're right there in the mix.
Yeah, we talked about this half game. I think it was the first conference series weekend when Southern Miss and UTSA had their third game rained out.
Yep.
And they're a half game ahead of us right now. So
and there it is.
There it is, right there. So, yep, it's I knew it would come back to rear its ugly head.
Oh yeah, we're going to be talking about that half game in 2 weeks.
Yeah. Hopefully, we're on the top end of that half game.
Hey, it is. You're just going to have to stay tuned, folks. We're all just going to have to stay, just like the ball game today. We're just going to have to. This is going to go right down to the end. There's not going to be no days off. No days off in the league, for sure.
Or we could do just like me and just tune in the ninth inning.
Folks, you could just go to Carowinds if you wanted to, and we'll tell you what happened later. It worked for Kevin.
That's right.
Worked for Kevin. Well, I'll say this. How about this as an overall statement about the league? This is a lot of fun. Yeah. This is a lot of fun. It gives us something to follow, and we're, we went from, like year one back in Conference USA, we were just like, we were somewhat disconnected from this kind of banter and tracking of the scoreboard and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Now we're firmly in the middle of it, and I like this a lot better.
Yeah. Yeah, and I guess 2 years ago we came down to the wire. We got in that 8th seed, and last year we were a much higher seed and made some noise in that tournament. So, looking forward to making it a regular deal, and we'll see down the stretch.
Yeah. So let's quickly touch on we had so much game action to talk about this week. We're running a little longer, but that's okay because if you're still listening at this point, you like Kevin and I anyway, or maybe it's just producer Brad, or maybe you're my mom. This week ahead, we've got we touched on Western Kentucky, but we're doing a pretty cool deal on Wednesday with Winthrop because that game time is a little different this week.
Yeah, we got a 12 noon first pitch at the Hayes on Wednesday. I think they're having the cool school field trip.
Yeah, Education Day.
Education Day.
Yeah. So there will be a ton of school kids at the Hayes on Wednesday.
Yeah, lots of roaring Niner fans.
Hey, when they do that for they do that for women's basketball during basketball season, it puts some serious noise in that building.
Yeah.
So hopefully all the kids that are coming out on Wednesday will be ready to cheer for the Niners.
Yeah, I'm sure they will, and I'm sure they'll have a good time. at the Hayes. I'm sure there's lots of stuff playing for them, and it'll be a good chance to. Hopefully, I'll get to take a little lunch break and watch some of the game.
Yeah, and then this weekend, it's self-explanatory. We got Western Kentucky coming in. This is an important series. They're going to be looking for some revenge from last season, and we gotta take care of the home field.
Yeah, and like you said, this past weekend I think was our most consistent pitching we've had as far as all three starters going deep into games, and hopefully we can continue that. If we can get that pitching every week, I mean we're gonna make a lot of noise down the stretch. So if we get pitching like that, more timely hitting, I think we're in good shape.
Yeah, we can. It's there. We can do it. I can't wait to see how it goes.
Yeah, and I do believe there is a Grand Slam Club function on Saturday prior to the game.
Is that right?
For some of the Grand Slam Club, there's an event in the Eric Walker Suite prior to that game.
Do they allow types like us and stuff like that?
I think so. Well, yeah, we're both in the Grand Slam Club.
Well, I mean, I know that, but I mean, would they allow us to like show up at something and do that? Are we allowed to do that?
Yeah, we are.
Okay, all right. Well, I mean, you are anyway. I mean, they might not let me in, but yeah, okay, we'll go to that. Why not?
Yeah, so it'll be a good time. Looking forward to that Saturday. Need to get up with Michael Garrett about that. And if you have any questions,
Michael Garrett will let me in.
He
likes me.
Yeah, I'm sure he does. He likes everybody.
Oh.
But yeah, that's if you got questions about that, you reach out to him on at the 49er Club.
Yeah.
Here in the Grand Slam Club, and that's Saturday. So got a big weekend ahead.
Why don't we do this just real quick? Let's just because we're gonna wrap this up. But why don't we you jump through pretty quick here what our Pro Niners did this week? We had a couple of.
Oh yeah, well,
a couple pretty cool instances.
Yeah, well, Zach, he came to Hickory this weekend. First time his hometown. He got to play as a professional. He with the Delmarva Shorebirds.
Yeah, pretty cool to come back to your hometown as a pro ball player.
Yeah. I mean, not a lot of folks get to do that, but he did it this weekend. He had a big week. He had a walk-off homer on Wednesday. Was it Wednesday or Thursday? Can't remember. He had a walk-off homer. TJ was on second, or he was on base.
Mm-hmm. I think it was Thursday.
It was Thursday day game, and they were down one, bottom of the ninth. I think they had 2 outs, and kind of like the Niners.
TJ used the hashtag Niners doing Niner things.
Yeah, I like it. Niners doing Niner things. But Jared hit a 2-run homer, scored TJ, and walked it off the day after the Niners walked it off. So.
Yeah.
He's batting. I'm sure he had a good weekend in being back home in Hickory. He's batting. Let's see, 338 on the season. I think he's still leading the league in homers, the Sally League. He's got 7, 14 RBIs. I mean, he's having a heck of a season so far. TJ, he's right there with him. He's having a heck of a season. He's batting 295. He hit his first homer Saturday night. He's got a homer and 10 RBIs.
Quality stuff.
Yeah, he's doing.
I can't wait for those guys to come to town the end of May
in Kannapolis. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was trying to make it out there Saturday. It just didn't work out. But I missed TJ's first homer. But they'll be in Kannapolis soon, and we'll be
before you know it.
Yeah. Brett Netzer, he's doing good things in Salem. He's had a couple big hits this week. He's batting 271. He's got 10 ribbies on the season. Still batting in the 2 or 3 hole for the Salem Red Sox, and he's doing good things up there. So good following those guys. I hope they keep it up, and we'll see them down the road.
Yeah, pretty cool stuff. I think that this is like we've touched on this before. This is where we're really seeing what these guys have to show here, and the advances that Jarrett has made this year are just unbelievable. I mean, we know all these guys worked really hard in all season, but Zach in particular has just made a huge step forward. And it's going to be great to watch these guys this summer and see where they end up by the end of the season, where they go.
Yeah, they're off to great starts, and look forward to seeing it. I know we'll be out there when they get to Kannapolis.
Yeah. All right. Well, we've kept you a little longer this week. Sorry about that. Unless you just turned us off, in which case, we could just stay another 20 minutes and nobody would even know it. But awesome week of Niner baseball to talk about. Crazy week. Got to be one of the craziest weeks in Niner baseball, and certainly in a long, long time, maybe ever. This is just I'm ready for the rest of the season. This is gonna be a lot of fun, Kevin.
Yeah. One last thing. Do you think Conference USA is going to have a back-to-back hitter of the week this week with Reese Hampton?
He deserves it. Well, you did add this up. Yeah, what are Reese's stats?
3 homers. 3 homers in 4 games. 9 RBIs. He scored 6 runs. He was 9 for 19, batted .474 on the week. So,
I have no idea what anybody else did, but if somebody else gets hitter of the week, they had a heck of a week.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what else you got to do. That's swinging the stick, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it sure is, man.
I'm glad you brought that up because, I mean.
It wasn't back-to-back. It was Reese won it 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So the week between, sorry.
Yeah.
So not the back-to-back, but
2 out of 3. Hey, 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
That's right. That's
right.
Batted 666 on that one.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff, Kevin. Well, we're gonna wrap it up here. As always, if you 4 games at the Hayes this week, come on out. If you don't already have tickets, get them online. PackTheMind49.com 704-687-4949. I'll get you the ticket office, or you can always walk up and buy a ticket. If you need to reach us, you can find us the usual ways: Twitter, Diamond Niner Fans; Facebook, Diamond Niner Fans, or email us at diamond9erfans@gmail.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you feel like it. If you haven't already, we'd appreciate it. I think that's going to do it for us, Kevin.
Yep, another good week for the Niners.
Another good week for the Niners. Let's get another one, put together another one, and we'll talk about it with you next week. But before we can talk to you next week, we're going to see you at the Hayes.